Time to find out what's happening at the screening room. I'm joined by Jordan Rich. So good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, Donna. How are you?
Hey, doing just fine, doing fine. So, what's happening at the screening room these days?
So things are pretty busy. This period tends to be the most hands-on one that we have. First, and just to quickly mention, obviously the Oscars are on their way, and we've got a lot of movies right now that are sort of in awards contention. So that causes a big boom. Movies like The Holdovers, Poor Things, we might bring some favorites back. Haven't super confirmed that yet. But once that ends, we then go into February, which tends to be our busiest month as far as specialty programming goes. The first one, it's an 11-day festival. It's celebrating its 25th anniversary, and it is Reelout. Now, for those of you who don't know what Reelout is an independent film festival that has been running in Kingston, as I said, for the last 25 years, and it specializes in queer cinema. So a lot of Canadian content, a lot of sort of international content as well. It's, expertly curated by its founder, Matt Salton, and he does a really good job at not just sort of, bringing in movies that maybe are buzzed about, but he really wants to acknowledge everyone sort of in the queer spectrum. So there will be as many films, dealing with gay issues as there are, trans issues, or, even polyamory, sort of as far as the spectrum goes in the kind of LGBTQ plus community.
Now, it's not just for people who are gay.
No.
Sometimes it's a gay producer or a gay director, or it's not necessarily. I guess what I'm trying to get to is it family friendly?
I would say the festival itself is family friendly, but like most film festivals, there are going to be movies that are rated G. There are going to be movies that are rated R. There's a comprehensive breakdown of all of the movies. I think roughly, this is including short films, but there are over 70 different films being shown.
Really? That many?
And all curated, all put together. So, if whatever impression you sort of maybe have about, it's something that you're not super familiar with, there will be films that everyone can sort of, and me personally, I'm of the mindset that I want to see stories that I don't necessarily reflect. That's one of the most exciting things about filmmaking, is that, I might not be able to go meet, there's one in particular about a queer summer camp in Florida. That's not an experience that I'm ever gonna, it's a documentary,
okay.
Youth sort of coming out, I believe it's called Camp Queerdom, but that's an experience that I'll never have. I'm probably not going to get into a summer camp in general these days.
I think you're past that shelf.
I could put a disguise on, but I don't think it's going to go super well.
That's not going to work, yeah.
But, you get to see and experience and have these accounts. And I know I've yet to see anything programmed this year, but the few that I managed to make time for last year were all very eclectic. We're sort of all over the place as far as genre, as far as style, as far as where in the world they came from. And it's really fascinating to not only see, as from the perspective of someone who is straight, it's really fascinating to see not just queer stories, but queer stories intertwined with international stories.
Right.
One of their flagship movies is a horror film from Egypt called Judgment, that is about a same-sex male couple that start to be haunted by this, demonic little boy. But my understanding of the movie is that, that spirit is deeply intertwined to potentially the shame that his family feels. Not only are these movies just kind of queer content, they're experimenting with genre, they're experimenting with style, they're really sort of paving the way of all of these different things that we can do with cinema, and all these different things that we can do with identity and perspective.
And they have the ratings, so you just pick whatever you're comfortable with.
Yes,
like any
some
movie.
of them would be unrated, just the nature of independent movies. But I know on Reelout's website, they have a full program, and the log lines will sort of tell you what they're into, like what the film kind of deals with.
And usually, if you buy a package, or you see 6 or 8 or whatever, it's a much better price. It's a real deal if you sign up. And nice thing to do this time of year is to spend some time in a theater is wonderful.
Oh, 100%. So,
absolutely.
it's 11 days, lots of different movies, lots of different options. And you can find that information on their website.
And then you get into mid-February, and you've got some stuff coming up.
We do. So mid-February, the big thing is Valentine's Day, which is kind of the bookend of everything. We have some movies that are specific for Valentine's Day. We're going to show Casablanca.
Oh, that's such a wonderful film.
Oh, 100%.
And if you've never seen it, there's so many nuances, and it's one you can watch again and again. And
And what's great about it too is that it's sort of, we have a very eclectic audience. So there are some people who are going to relive it and get to see it on a big screen again. And then there are going to be a handful of people that want to experience it and want to experience it for the first time in a theatrical presentation and see what the big deal is all about.
Oh, yeah. It's a great story.
Yes.
And it's black and white.
Black and white, super atmospheric. It's it's a movie of longing.
It is.
And then for, this is kind of the younger clientele, we're also showing Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind. It is sort of a very championed, I would call it like a letterboxed movie that stars Jim Carrey, and it's about a man who, in the process of breaking up with his girlfriend, gets into this organization that will erase his memory of her. While he starts to do it, he begins to regret it and fight back against his memory. Very surreal, very kind of strange, but once again, kind of like I was saying with Reelout, using genre to convey something that maybe we do understand or we don't understand, and kind of bring it back and make it palpable for people.
Yeah, you think that you want to forget something that happened, but in fact, do you really want to forget?
Yes.
Maybe it's better to hold on to that and learn from it than moving on from it.
And the more you lose from that, the more you just lose in general.
Exactly, yeah.
But we have a special event just before Valentine's Day that I'm personally really excited about. We've partnered with Olivea in the past before, but this is the first time.
That's a restaurant downtown.
Downtown.
It's right near the Springer Square.
Yeah, Springer Square, just across the street there.
Yeah.
But we've done some dinner and a movie things before. We have never premiered a movie with something like this.
This is cool.
The first screening it's a film called The Taste of Things. It is France's submission into the Oscars. Stars Juliette Binoche. My understanding of it is it's about this woman named Eugenie who's been this beloved chef in France for 20 years, and it's sort of like a sweeping romantic aesthetic, movie like that. But what's really interesting about the partnership is that prior to the movie, you would show up to Olivea, and they will have a 3-course meal designed specifically to reflect the food that is shown in the movie. So you'll get this sort of French culinary experience, and then you bring, you're full, you bring that over, you come watch the movie, and then what you've eaten is reflected on screen.
Now that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun, and that's 2 days before Valentine's, so perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That sounds like a nice evening.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other big February thing, this is for a very different crew. On Family Day, we're going to show the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's going to be one ticket. We'll start at the Fellowship of the Ring, and you'll have to hold out till Return of the King. It's something that has been really requested. It's something that we've seen a lot of rep theaters in Ontario do.
Those movies are long, and you're going to show 3 back to back?
Yeah, I think the shortest one is about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we have a potty break in between.
I'll keep the light on. It'll be fine. You can get outside, But, it's something, like, obviously they're classics. It's a holiday. We figured if we're going to do it, let's do it on a day where people might be looking for something to do anyways. So we're all really excited about that. It's been a long time since we've done a movie marathon, and obviously these movies are super beloved. So we've got that going on too.
That's a packed schedule. And I'm just thinking, this time of year, it's something to get you outside. Forget the weather, just get out. Get out, and and a movie is a really, that's a really cool thing to do. You also have, if you're going to take in movies, you might as well buy a membership.
We do have the membership. So membership is a one-time fee. It lasts, it's not annual, but it's a year from when you get it. And we love to do it. You get like an old school card. That's the only thing you get. There's no online registry. We stamp a card, we hand it to you, and within that year, admission will be $10 as opposed to $13.50 for general. It's, we're all movie dorks. We miss the days of video stores. We miss the sort of the power of the Blockbuster card.
Right.
So you're like a card-carrying member.
Wow.
And reflecting that, we make sure that you get in for cheap.
And it pays for itself.
Yes.
If you go to a few movies, it's paid for itself.
Yeah, I
So
believe
it's-
you have to see 4 movies.
I think that's it. And then
Yeah, and we're giving you 12 months. Do your
All
thing.
right.
Maybe go away for the summer. You come back.
And you got lots of good blockbusters coming.
We
You
do.
got good stuff coming. So
Yeah.
Anyway, well, this is fun as always. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Donna.